He asked, buddy, can I help you? And Officer Lira again asked you, you have some ID on you? You told him to take the light out of your face, right?
As we already discussed, I already answered that question. I already told him, yes, I have ID. And yes, I did ask him, when he asked me a second time, I did ask him to take the light from my eyes, yes.
Move to strike is non-responsive. Sergeant Lira first asked whether you had some ID on you, and you replied, yeah, but I'd rather not talk to you, correct?
That is correct.
Objection. Asked and answered.
Okay. And then he asked again for your ID, correct?
Objection. Misstates his
I
testimony.
don't think he ever asked me for my ID. Okay.
And you didn't answer him responsively, did you?
Well, objection. Argumentative. Assumes the fact not in evidence.
I mean, that question called for a yes or no answer, didn't it?
It did.
Objection vague.
It did, and I had already answered the question.
Did you think he wanted to see your ID?
Objection calls for speculation.
Did you think at the time when he said, asked you if you had some ID on 2 separate occasions, he wanted to see an ID from you?
No, I didn't.
My ID's in my left pocket.
No, we don't need your ID. We'll get to jail.
All right.
You said, can you take the light out of my face, please? And he said, no, I can't, because if you don't give me some ID, you're going to jail. And did you reply, just a moment, let me get my ID? Well, you had a chance to say something, didn't you?
Nope.
Is there any reason why when he said, if you don't give me some ID, you're going to jail, you didn't say, here it is?
Hey, I'm can I help you?
No, thank you.
I'm sorry?
I said no, thank you.
You have some ID on you?
Yeah, but I'd rather not talk to you.
Okay, that's fine. You have
Okay.
some ID on you?
Can you take the light out of my face, please?
No, I can't, because if you don't give me some ID, you're going to jail.
For what?
Well, I'll talk to you in a second.
Am I under arrest?
Yes, you are.
Hey, what is
You're under
what is the
arrest.
deal with that?
You're under arrest.
For what reason?
I just told you. Put your bike down. Turn around, put your hands on your back. If you don't do so, I'll be forced to do it for you.
I'm under arrest for taking a picture of the police?
I don't know. What are you doing?
When did you first learn what you were arrested for?
The piece of paper they gave me when they booked me in said PC 148 on it. But I didn't know what that meant, so.
And you were interviewed by Detective Jackson on the very day of your arrest.
Yes, sir. And he told me I could ask my lawyer.
Or did you ask specifically for Lieutenant Getz?
I asked who the watch commander on duty was, and they told me Lieutenant Getz.
Seek any bail deviation?
I asked, isn't there supposed to be a number on the wall? Because someone advised me that it's supposed to be written on the wall.
There was no sign in the cell regarding bail deviation in either one of those cells?
That is correct.
Have you had any encounters with Sergeant Lira since the date of this arrest?
You can't tell me the kids can't ride their bicycle in the park, but it's okay for the police to drive their cars over the lawn. Zooming in on these people in the park and arresting them for any little thing. Riding a bicycle, smoking a cigarette. Robert Shea on the right. Oh my God, it's Lear on the left. Are you kidding me?
Hey, I'm going to tell you right now, we're writing tickets for riding a bike in the park. So the next time you ride your bike in the park, I'm going to issue a citation for that. Against the rules.
Are you impounding a bicycle, Mr. Lira? It's reasonable to ride a bicycle in the park. It's not reasonable driving a car in the park on the grass.
Exactly.
2 years after the arrest, after you've proven everything the police have claimed, every allegation they've made, after you've disproven every theory they can come up with, they're still allowed to change their story. And if they can so much as find a pedal reflector missing from a bicycle parked in your garage, they can claim that arrest was lawful.
In connection with the bicycle does not have what is so mandated.
Well, a reflector depends on a headlight of a vehicle to shine a light. The lights on my bicycle, they have their own battery power. So a vehicle driving along without its headlights would still be able to see my lights. I also have reflective gear on my backpack I also have reflective gear on my shoes. So besides having a total of 20-something LEDs, that far exceeds having a pedal reflector that depends on a entrance angle, an exit angle, a properly aimed headlight for it to work.
You believe you are excused from the requirements of the vehicle code.
No, I believe that when I ride my bicycle, the gear that I wear, my lighting, I believe it far exceeds the minimum requirements. I don't put my life in the hands of a pedal reflector that can't reflect past the boot of my shoe. If a police officer wants to write me a ticket, technically, he's free to do so. But the fact that I have LED lights and reflective material on my body, usually an officer would use his better judgment. I don't believe having the reflectors required by law puts me in a position where I'm safe to ride at night, because ultimately my life and my safety is more important than ineffective vehicle code requiring a pedal reflector.
You have safety devices, but you would agree that your bike doesn't meet the minimum that is required under the vehicle code.
Objection. Vague.
True.
Cause for a legal conclusion. Asked and answered.
My bicycle exceeds the minimum requirements by far.
Another one, another one, another one.
Deputy Ryan Walker from the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department, you're next.